to Still Dripping Happy Hour.
Welcome to episode 181 of the Still Dripping Happy Hour. This is your host Mason. On the move tonight, we got Panama Slim.
Shoot. Shrek and Donkey in this mug.
Back at it.
Back at it like a crack at it.
This week we've got, I wanted to do a little Olympics recap for us. I wanted to do, just some sneaker news that we've seen recently. A bit of the culture, a bit of first looks, different things. There's a lot of stuff we won't be covering that, I've seen over the past day or couple. So maybe we'll get to that next week, like the UNC PE cleats, the ones and the threes. We won't be looking at the Edison Chen clot Adidas, which I saw today, I think. I don't know if anybody's cares about those. Won't be talking about Batman Crocs. So if you wanted that content, sorry, the Batmobile Crocs were not in. And unfortunately for Hayes, we will not be talking about I do want your thoughts next week, maybe, but we won't be talking about the Angel Reese Reebok debut collection.
Oh, I have not seen this.
Okay, well, good. So I want you to look that up and prepare a report for us.
I won't.
Before next week. No, but seriously, I did want to talk about the Olympics. What after all said and done? Well, was it a success in your household, the Olympics?
Oh yeah. Well, for all that you that don't know, I feel like I've talked about this. My wife had a surgery 2 weeks ago yesterday. So it was almost like I'm really not being serious here. So forgive me, and this is a bad. This is not very sensitive, probably. So should I say it? No, probably not. But here's what I was thinking. Is that it's almost like all the guys, self-included, that would have gotten a vasectomy on the Wednesday before March Madness. So you time it to where you're off Thursday, Friday, and you just have to sit and watch basketball all day. So I was grateful for the Olympics because we've been doing a lot of sitting and doing nothing. And so I was grateful. Yeah. It was actually pretty enjoyable, I would say.
Very nice. Yeah. Okay, good. As a part of our Olympic recap, I did have a few questions.
Okay.
I wanted to get your thoughts on it. What just in generally speaking, I'm trying to bring something up on here. And my internet's crapping out on me, but can you still hear me?
Yeah, you're good.
Ooh, that was quite a delay.
Oh.
Trying to see if I can get better internet quality. Let's put this up here. Sorry for the
bad radio,
folks.
It's okay.
Bad radio. All right, let's try it now. Is this better?
Yes.
Okay.
Yep.
Did you have a favorite moment of the Olympics this year?
Steph Curry was my favorite moment.
Really?
It was the most. Now you know who you're talking to, and I don't think it's understating it or dramatic to say the last 2 minutes of that game when he hit the first three, it was the most Jordan-like feeling I might have had since. Wow. I mean, who knows when? From the sense of you knew, if you know basketball in the slightest, what was going to happen, who was getting the ball, and it was wet. Didn't matter who was guarding him or where he was.
All right.
Didn't matter, especially on that last one. It was like, this is the Jordan. For anybody who's never gotten experience, just everybody knowing what's about to happen and then it happening. is Jordan-esque from that perspective. And then if you
It
watch
felt
the game
a little
before, the
like
Serbia,
it felt a little like that the first ever double bang by Mike Breen when they were playing Oklahoma City. You
yes.
know, and you knew when he crossed half court, you're like, what are they doing? What
Why
is the
are they
defense
playing
doing?
off him so much?
Yeah. Yeah, that's what it felt like. Like you knew it was who was taking the shot, like you just said. So,
And
anyways,
then
keep going.
the America, like, look, I don't feel like I'm this crazy Christian nationalist, America F everybody else. But if you don't have some level of competitive bone in your body to say, we should be the best, we should be the best at these things. My competitiveness, um, I feel like always comes out during the Olympics. Like if I, turns out I love America and I want America to win and I want us to be the best. And I don't think there's anything wrong with that. I don't and not from the perspective of forget everybody else and let's kill everyone. But man, the competitive part of the Olympics, I really get into, always have. I want us to win every single thing. I don't want it to be a close game. I want it to be a 40-point blowout in every sport. I don't care if it's jujitsu or fencing. I want Americans to just beat the crap out of everybody.
Mm. Okay, yeah, I can totally agree with that. Okay, I wanted to pull up this next one. So, favorite moment was Steph Curry. Did you have like a favorite athlete of the games? Not let's go away from basketball. But was there like somebody who you hadn't heard of or something that was like your favorite athlete? Here's some of them that people might say. Some non-Americans, some Americans.
Yeah. I was gonna say
Anybody?
Nija Houston, skateboarder.
Okay, yeah, skateboarder.
Yes. Um, from the American point of view, that
Yeah,
was my favorite non-traditional sport guy. Um, I I think breakdancing was absolutely the most stupid thing ever. Um, I thought, how do you have that as an Olympic event? How how on earth can this be objective or subjective enough to where it would even be how do you make, I guess you could argue that then how is whatever the gymnastics
artistic
that's
swimming.
artistic gymnast, like I guess you could,
Yeah,
but it felt very state fair. The breakdancing,
I didn't
and
watch any of it.
it don't. The only thing you should watch is what's going around with the Australian girl, and she's god awful, but man, she owns it. It's like
Yeah, I
from
liked
that,
it too.
she's like yawning when these people are dancing, and then she comes out with this stupid. It's like me, I could, but she owned it, and
Yeah,
it wasn't close. It was the. I mean, how do you judge breakdancing? But I don't know. I mean, the two I watched her involved, it was like 20-0 and
yeah,
19-0. Like she got
yeah. That's what
0
I saw.
points. I don't even know what that means, but 0 anything is crap, right? But dang it, she became this, it's so funny. Like it doesn't matter how you get your moment, she got it. She's in the moment right now. She got
Yeah,
one. Um,
she got her moment for sure.
yeah.
Let's talk about sneakers adjacent because there's been a lot of talk about this guy, but Noah Lyles. Any any thoughts about him? The 100-meter champion.
I didn't watch
So,
one track and field thing. I didn't watch one of them.
track and field is great, man. That's a fantastic racing. I mean, having a 3-year-old in the house, he can clearly see who wins, right? It's
Yeah.
not like a
Well,
score. It's like
that one
whoever
race
crosses the
was
finish line wins. Well, yes, you're right. You're talking about the 100 that all
yeah.
3 of them. Yeah, I don't know. Noah Lyles, so interesting. A very loud mouth, won the 100, but, like, what was it? I guess, like, 4 months ago, 5 months ago, He's complaining about the NBA champion calling themselves world champion. He's saying world champion of what? The world champion of the United States, and going off about that stuff. And then apparently came out like this week that he didn't accept his invite to Anthony Edwards' debut shoe from Adidas because he's an Adidas athlete. Pretty much said Anthony Edwards hadn't done anything, which that doesn't really matter when you have a shoe. And then wins the 100, then catches COVID. Apparently, supposedly catches COVID before the 200 race, and comes out ahead of the 200, like going crazy, doing all his celebratory like pre-race stuff, and then completes the 200 and then just like dies. Apparently, I mean, carted off in a wheelchair, like Paul Pierce style out here. Like, I mean,
Paul
goodness,
Pierce
like,
style.
I mean, he didn't literally crap his pants, but he crapped the bed. I mean, that you can't do all that and then just be like, oh, well, COVID. Like, I get COVID's real and whatever, but like, it felt a little felt a little too easy to get off the hook.
Yeah.
After you all talked all this stuff, and then you won the 100, and then the 200. Obviously, he didn't look right, and he wore a mask a bunch, but non-sports moment. I thought it was super interesting that when the people from France that they were asked about him competing with COVID, they're like, "Yeah, that's whatever." Okay, I don't watch the news a ton, but and I know you watch
watch
or
it
you keep
all.
up with it a little more than me.
I keep up with Twitter.
Doesn't it
X.
feel like the media in the US has made it seem like the US is the worst country when handling COVID because they like we don't have any other like there's nothing in place right now. It's like I thought that was like an only US thing because I feel like the media is like, well, we suck at containing anything, so COVID's coming back and we suck at this. But France was just like COVID. Like, what are you talking about? We're not doing anything for COVID. We don't care if you have COVID. You can go ahead and compete.
I think it's fair now that you've made that statement to also think, based on if you watch the news or listen, that that America is also the most racist place ever. We are basically like a third world country in a lot of ways because of the media painting you a picture of a route that I believe they want your head to go down because I don't think the media wants people to be in agreement with each other. I think they want to divide. So number one, they have a job, and that's exciting is when people argue and fight, and so they intentionally try to keep us at each other's throats. That's my opinion.
That's fair. Yeah, I mean, I just thought
So
it was
yes, of
interesting that,
course.
like,
Of course, that's how it's going to go because our media is. I don't think it's unfair to say most, if not all, the mainstream media is on one side of the fence, and they just want
divisive,
to
right?
push. It's divisive, right?
Yeah.
But if we're not together, this is what I love about the Olympics, man. It doesn't matter what color you are. This is what I love about sports. This is what I love about music. This is what I love about sneakers. This is it brings people together. It doesn't matter where you come from or your background or whatever. You're in the team of that, right?
Yeah.
That's why if you are against bringing people together and you want us divided and us to hate each other all the time, what are you going to do, right?
Yeah.
You're gonna just cut it off where you get to it. That's what COVID, right? COVID did that. Cut us off at the knees. What do? If there's a lot of civil unrest and racism and yada yada yada, keep everybody away so you can keep it up. Because when you start getting all together, enjoying the same things together, guess what? It starts to destroy the narrative.
Yeah. Yeah, that's true. When you get to all you got to do is talk to people. I think one of my favorite, probably not. The guy, the shooter from Turkey who just came out nonchalant,
Oh,
raised his
hand in the
pistol up
pocket.
and just,
Yeah.
oh yeah. I
And the
mean, that was,
Chinese lady, the lady from China who was a gangster on that. Oh,
yeah,
man.
both of them. Yeah, it's just like all these people look like half cyborg machines coming out there with all this stuff on their face, and he just strolls up, puts his hand in his pocket, and just gets silver.
Yeah.
That was pretty dope. I
Oh,
mean, that one's
oh,
the biggest one, but I
I got another
love.
one.
Hold
Go
on,
ahead.
I loved the. She's in the tiara here, but she ran the 4x4 and the 400-meter hurdles. But when she finished the race, one, she just whooped everybody. Like, she was so fast. And when she finished the race and throughout her press conference, and I think in the studio with who was it, Tariko? She talked about God like the whole time, and I just think that's really cool when people get up on the stage and actually like don't just say, "Well, first let me thank my God and Savior," and then just give themselves the
Yeah.
praise after that. That just seems cheap. But
Yeah. Agree.
yeah, I feel like that was really cool that was what she kept. I mean, I saw 3 different times her do it. So, um, I don't know. I think I'm getting old. I think that means I'm getting old when that's like one of my favorite moments. But it
No, not at
was.
all.
So, anyways, what were you gonna say?
The Filipino gymnastics guy too. So that he won the first
Oh
gold
yeah,
medal, maybe the first medal for the what is this country?
Philippines.
Philippines. And did you see? It's an interesting thing to go and do is Google like what you get if you win a gold medal
Yeah,
and how much money it is. And like in America, it's pretty much just a prize. It's like I can't
I
remember how
think
much
you
for
get like
gold, 30,000.
30,000. Yeah,
So
which is like
The
not
Filipino
anything
dude,
for most countries.
if you go, you need to go look at the list of things that he got for getting the gold. The gold,
Oh
it's
yeah,
like a $2 million house, lifetime supply of. Go look at it. There's
yeah.
money. It's
I think you
that's
got
what
a
I
house
think
and a
of.
condo.
A house and a condo,
And then
a
the funny,
lifetime
what was that funny
like
one?
buffet.
Like
Um,
after 45, he gets free colonoscopies for life.
yeah, like that's the kind of thing. I mean,
Yeah.
can you imagine as outside of Simone Biles, this lady in the 4x4? Imagine all the money and time she has put into to this sport to walk away after, let's be real, 20 something years of her life dedicated to it, and she just walked away with $60,000. Right?
That's
60
sad.
grand.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's it. I mean, is it worth it? I mean, that's not even a year of, right? Like, what is the, I mean, is the fame? What are you getting from your fame?
You just love your sport, I think. I mean, yeah, I don't know. I really
If you
don't.
just break it down to outside of the big ones that get
Right.
sponsorships and Michael Phelps and Simone Biles, like outside of USA basketball, is it really worth it? Like, there's no way you can do this full time. Is every 4 years you're going to make 60 grand if you win 2 medals, right? I mean, it's a nice
Well, they
side
have like
hustle.
circuits and stuff. Like, right? Like, I mean, I'm sure they're not making a ton, but like they're full time. Like they have world championships and different meets and stuff. And I don't know. I did hear, and I don't know if it's like the International Olympic, the IOC that does this, but the guy in the yellow up here for Sweden, he's actually, I think he could compete for the USA, but I don't know why he didn't. Mondo Duplantis, maybe
Hmm,
his name. He has like broken the world record like 9 times. He's a pole vaulter. And apparently every
I
time he
saw that
breaks a
one.
world record, he gets a $500,000. So he just does it like incrementally. Like he cleared the world record this time easily. He could have gone higher. But then he was like, "No, I'm done." And so the next time he'll break it again, get another $500,000. So I guess he's living it pretty well. But you're right. The
He's
people who aren't
he's
breaking
no.
records, world records, that's pretty interesting
Yeah.
of what they do. outside.
Yeah.
But
Agreed.
yeah, what you kind of said it's kind of one of the reasons why basketball is not very appealing to me in the Olympics at all. Like, this isn't their dream, right? Like, nobody on this team had a dream growing up to get a gold medal in the Olympics. It was the NBA finals. It was to play in the NBA, to be, and so that's why it's kind of, I don't know, it lessens it for me. I think the 3-on-3 would be cool if like LeBron retires and then just next Olympics goes into the 3-on-3. That'd be so dope. Or actually, I wish LeBron would just go into like team handball
or anything.
be
For that matter.
just like the best player in handball.
Yeah, he's that type. In fact, most NBA players could probably be a great athlete at whatever they played.
Oh,
right?
Yeah. Last question I had. I know we're going long, but it's our show, so we can. Did you have any new favorite sports? Obviously not breakdancing.
I enjoyed skateboarding and BMX more than I ever have. Those two stick out to me that I was like, oh, cool. I get to watch skateboarding today. I've never felt that way about the X Games or.
I used to love the X Games, and then they started doing it like 4 times a year or something, and that kind of lost me. The X Games I thought was just like a singular event. I don't know. That's just my opinion, but
I do enjoy scrolling around and just whatever's on at the moment.
Yeah.
Especially if there's American playing or competing. I'm like, I will watch. One of the things that we watched, it was a Sunday morning, and Meg was still on medication, heavy, and so I sat there and watched the number one table tennis player in the world. He's from China.
Yeah,
get beat by this dude from maybe he was Sweden, Norway, or it was a 1 versus 16 because it was seeded. And I watched that match and that was as just in the context of, man, this for this guy is like Virginia going down to whoever that was that they lost to, or whoever the next year, Purdue getting beat by who they got beat by, right?
Right.
And I was like, that is just like this. The number one player in the world just got beat by the worst player. That was cool. Trying to think of any other stuff that I stopped on. I don't know if you feel this way too. There's many of them. I feel like I said this last week. One of my favorite, if not my favorite Olympic sports is indoor volleyball, men's. Love it. Love to watch that. That is one of my favorite Olympic sports. So I always tried to catch those games. But like, I want to like handball because it reminds me of tragic. I want to like badminton just for the simple fact that it's badminton. I want to like these, but I give them 10 minutes and then I'm bored as can be. It doesn't matter what it is. I'm just like, man, I gave it a shot. Rugby, gave it a shot.
Handball is tough to watch because it's like, you know how the NBA had the new, like in the last 10 years, they've had the freedom of movement on offense. That's what handball needs. Handball needs some floor spacing. They need a 3-point line. They need, because it is just like, what's that? Red Rover. That's what it feels like. You're just going to run into a wall as hard as you can, and hopefully you can throw the ball into the goal.
Yeah.
It's like, I don't know. They need more scoring. They need something in handball because the idea is there. It's just,
I agree. Same with like, I watch some equestrian. I get to the equestrian and be like, oh, I'll watch this for 5 minutes. Then I'm bored out of my mind. Surfing, man. I really wanted to watch surfing, but I sat there for one. It was also that Sunday morning right after ping pong or table tennis. And I sat there and watched it for 20 minutes and not one person had even ridden a wave yet. And they're just floating out there waiting for the right. I'm just like, this
That's
sucks.
a prime time one. You got to get the recap on that one.
Yeah. I was like, I gave this 20 minutes of my life, and I never even saw somebody even get close to getting on a board. No thanks. Done. Click. Didn't watch it. Didn't even care the rest of the time.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
I feel like there's a lot of that goes on. I do love. I feel like we talked about this last week too. What also I love about Olympics is how we get into this stuff that we don't give a crap
Yeah.
about for another 4 years. 350 days from now, or well, no, whatever that is, 1,250 days from now, we'll like it again, and we don't give a crap who Simone Biles is until then. Noah Lyles. Basketball is like the only exception. Baseball, they're going to play next year. I saw another one that they're going to play in LA. That
They're
I was
playing
like, oh, that
baseball.
sounds
They're
cool.
bringing that back.
Yep, baseball and softball.
They're not doing breakdancing in
No,
2028.
no breakdancing.
They killed that one.
But man, there was another one. Anyway, I feel like we talked about this enough.
I feel like for the Olympics, baseball needs to do something like, and this was one of my favorite games. Did you watch any rugby sevens?
Mm-mm.
It's like your typical rugby without the scrums and stuff. It's 7-minute halves. So it's like extremely fast paced. It's like a 15-minute game total. And they just run the entire time. It's like speed. And I mean, it's like, I don't know. It takes, so rugby's normally 15 players for 40 minutes a half. And this is 7-on-7 for 7 minutes. And you just try to score. It was really cool, really fast paced. They
Okay.
need to do that with like baseball and speed it up. Make it like, I don't know.
Well, now with the pitch clock and everything, it is quite a bit faster. But I get what you're saying.
Yeah. Yeah. So I don't know how you do with that with baseball, but the only thing I was really, really disappointed in, and maybe it's because the Phelps effect, but Phelps wasn't there in Tokyo. Not that anybody watched Tokyo, but I don't feel like, Katie Ledecky was there, but there wasn't that huge swimming star that I like had to root for. I don't know. I like the relays though; those were cool. So
yeah, I didn't watch much swimming.
So early in the Olympics that I feel like they needed to push it back a little bit. But
the thing I watch the most is probably gymnastics. Now that you say that, because I don't even watch much swimming. It's like when there was a gold medal, whatever, I tuned in.
Yeah,
that was pretty much it.
Yeah. All right, I think that's enough for Olympics. We can move on a little bit. What we saw this week. Let's see. We had LeBron. Well, we saw KD that stuff last week, so won't cover that. But we had LeBron wearing silver medal and gold medal shoes. Silver medal for their warm up. I was wondering why they even did the silver medal. That seemed really weird to me.
I think it's probably just it's a little. I was thinking the same thing. I was like, why would he even speak that into existence? Right. That's what I was thinking. Like, why do you want a silver medal? But it's a gimmick. It's a gimmicky. It's just to have. They probably have a bronze one too. It's probably like, hey, let's put these out. I like them. I like the idea in the context because it's Olympics. Gold. Michael Johnson, 1996 Atlanta. He wore the gold cleats.
I didn't think about that.
It makes sense.
Gold. Yeah.
Yeah. I like the concept, and I don't love the shoe. Love the idea. So I'll go with it.
Okay.
I do not think LeBron should have won MVP. Let's be clear. I don't see, if you watch any of the last two games, you can't say that Steph deserved to win, but and they would have lost without him in those two games. Steph Curry.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter who else it was. KD,
right.
Steph Curry saved them in those two games.
Yeah. I think you changed my tune because I didn't think about the historical aspect of full gold sneakers at the Olympics or spikes. But so that's a game changer. But I was going to say, I would have liked to have, a lot of people do the red, white, and blue with gold accents mixed in. I would have liked to have seen something like that. And I think that would be more of a public selling shoe. I don't think these are ever going to come to market.
Never see the light of day. There might be a 101, in fact, right?
Right. Yeah. So I think that would be interesting if they did, release one of the USA colorways that he had with some gold accent on it. Would be kind of cool.
Yeah.
All right. Next up, still from the Olympics. Sorry, peeps, if you hate the Olympics, this isn't the episode for you. Did you see this?
Yes.
Sha'Carri Richardson
Yes, I saw this.
wearing a full dunk top.
Why
know.
though?
Right. This feels like
Trying
if
too hard?
if Katy Perry or Lady Gaga did a sneakers outfit, they had like the meat dress, and this feels like that. It feels like, what I'll say. I'm not gonna hate her. She won gold at least twice, maybe. But maybe this is just for the culture of sneakers.
Okay.
Like she sacrificed.
That
right?
must be what it is.
This feels like a sacrifice for the culture. Yeah,
I don't understand why, or it was just out of place. I thought.
Just looks weird.
Right?
Yeah.
It just looks weird.
No.
And is it comfortable? Like, I don't have breasts.
No way.
But would I want that on my body? Probably not. Call me crazy.
Definitely not breathable.
Yeah. Leather.
You're wearing a thick leather shirt.
Yeah.
Yeah. No. Teach his own. All right. This one is hilarious. I'm going to read you some of the comments first. Let me see if I can. Oh, I don't know. I don't think I can. I'm just going to have to pull it up here. You sent this in. So, Big Boy
Forgot about
brought out
this.
the Wade boys in honor of their father. What was his name?
Rico Wade.
It's underneath.
He's a hip hop
Rico Wade.
legend. Yeah, so they go through a first pitch of the Braves game with their dad, with a Big Boy.
Like influencers? Are they influencers?
I never heard of him in my life other than they're the dad of somebody famous, or their dad's somebody famous.
Are these New Balance? What are these?
I couldn't tell. I couldn't tell if they're Balenciagas. Are they Skechers?
They gotta be,
but they are. They look like clown shoes for real. Yeah. There's a picture.
They called this sneaker brand up, and they're like, "Hey, we're gonna throw out the first pitch. Can you send us something?" And they're like, "Yeah, we got you."
Well, there's a picture, a video along with this post where they're walking up the stairs, and it looks like Ronald McDonald shoes. Like, I cannot believe these are this big, much less.
It's unbelievable.
I have so many questions about these shoes.
Let me read some of the comments for those of you not on YouTube. This is on Big Boy's post. It says, "Homie's shoes are longer than a night in jail." They were wearing the 7th inning stretch on feet. Oh, there was some more, but I didn't have them screenshotted. But man,
it got to be Balenciaga.
It's got to be. I think you're right. I don't know. Gosh. Just hilarious.
I don't even know what else to say.
But this last comment, definitely what we've been saying for a while. I think most people say this too, but just because they're expensive, don't make them fresh. What in the flipper?
Amen.
So if you haven't seen that, go check out Big Boy's post. He's rocking some dunks, I think. Are those
some? Yeah, it looks like dunks.
One of the two. Next up, we've got. Whoa, my computer's freaking out. We got real sneaker news now. Off-White Air Jordan 1 Canary. We've seen this canary-esque colorway on the Travis Scott Jordan 1 lows, but this is an Off-White version. It's actually kind of cool. It feels like Off-White. It feels like they did a good job on this. And so these are coming out holiday of 2025. So you're waiting about 18 months for these from first pictures to seeing if they'll actually come out. But are you a fan of these guys?
Yes, they're beautiful, and you'll want to try to get them because they'll sell for $1,500. Either which way, it doesn't matter. Even if you don't like them, we need to all go for this shoe.
Yeah, it is a cool. It's a muted. Different. It doesn't feel like a canary yellow.
Yeah.
It's a little muted canary, but
No, I like the more beige or whatever khaki looking colors they got in the middle.
yeah.
Balances out. Just yellow is a pretty aggressive color, right? And you don't have
Yeah.
nobody wears a lot of yellow. It doesn't go with a lot of stuff, and so I appreciate how they toned it down a little bit. I think that's what
I
you're saying.
agree. Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. What's the last off-white Jordan we've seen?
Oh my
Was it
goodness,
the
the
2?
5? It was the
Did we have
2. You're right.
the
I
2
was thinking the
before
one
he
that had the
died, right?
hole, the circle in it.
Oh, yeah, that was before, I
No, that
believe.
was probably after he died. The 2.
No, the 2 is definitely before he passed. Because
I don't
he
think so.
sent, um I don't know if you know who this is. Sean Collard, he's on, some sneaker podcast. Virgil sent him some 2s, so maybe
Hmm.
they hadn't released yet, but they had already been, like,
Okay.
in the news, and he sent some and signed them for him because that he loves 2s. Sean Collard does. Um, so I wanna say they were
Hmm.
right before he passed, uh, which is wild that this is the first thing that we've
This
seen
is the
from.
biggest off-white thing we've had in a long time,
Yeah, it's been
right?
a long time.
I think that's fair to say.
Yeah. And I think they nailed it. They took their time if
Yeah,
that's
it
what they were
was
working
great.
on. I think another collab we got next, an Air Jordan 1 collab. Union and Air Jordan 1 coming out with, I know this one was the one that we've seen mock-ups of. I don't know if this is official pictures. I don't think it is, but we're looking at a Chicago down low with a shadow up on the collar. I mean, this is like our 2 favorite Jordan 1s,
I was
right?
gonna say, how can you hate this? This is a must-have.
I think I
I mean,
agree.
it'll be needle in a haystack getting one of these, but nonetheless, do everything in your power to try to get them because it is
Yeah.
you're right. It's 2 of the favorite shoes of all time in one,
Yeah.
and it works. It to me, it works too, right?
I think it works. I don't think it works as well. I thought the other ones worked really well together.
Oh yeah,
The
especially the
Jordan
blue
1s.
one, the blue pair.
Yes, yes. Um, yeah, so I would love the blue pair over these, but yeah, these,
Yeah,
I mean, you can't go wrong with either of these
you
colorways.
can't. It looks like the material is the aged look, like the tumble,
Mhm.
the leather,
Yep.
whatever you want to call it. Oh man, this is beautiful.
Yeah, so you're gonna wanna go for these just like the off-whites. If you don't like them, you can resell them. I don't know why you wouldn't like them though, but I can understand reselling them anyways for the price that they're probably gonna be. I don't feel like Union misses that much. Even the
They have the
4s
last
that they
few.
had. Okay,
It feels like some of them have
the
aged
woven
well. When they
Footscape
come out,
ones were not
if
good.
it feels like when the last several ones to come out, at first you're like, but as time goes on,
Mhm.
they grow on you for some reason. The 4s, the
We're
blue
only
one, the
talking
blue 4s.
Jordans though, because weren't the, Cortez, weren't those Union?
Yeah, and those are yeah, there's a lot of
Those
terrible
are about
ones.
the worst
Union
shoes I've
has
ever seen, to
so
be honest.
when it comes to the Union Jordan,
Yes,
they're
that's what
just
we're
right.
talking about. We're
Yeah,
taking only Jordans from Union.
yeah.
Alright, next up. Okay, I'm not sure how you're gonna lean on this. We got a little leaning. Jimmy Butler cowboy boots. Oh, different one. There we go. Jimmy Butler leaning 2
Did I send
boot.
this in? I think I did.
I don't know. Did you? You might have.
Yeah.
I
I
thought
mean, I sent
I
it in
saw it,
because
and I
it's
thought it
horrible.
was cool.
Really?
Not the shoe, the idea.
The
The
okay.
shoe is terrible.
Yes. Shoe's terrible. The leaning, whatever they call it, not a douche. What do they call their thing? Swastika.
You're gonna have to make
No,
a
they
new one.
don't call it a swastika. I'm sure they don't call it that, but uh
Wow. Yeah, they definitely don't call it that. That's not what it is.
uh
I'll look it up.
anyway,
You just
whatever
talk about
that
the
thing is
shoe, I will
called
look it
is way too big on this shoe and it throws the whole freaking thing off. If you took that off and you called it like a lifestyle shoe, it's not bad, right?
Right.
But
Yeah.
that the douche on there throws the whole thing off. No dude about it. It's not a swastika. Sorry, guys. Shouldn't have said it. I know even saying that S word is bad, Cancel me. Do it. I forget
don't
also
know.
that Jimmy Butler is a signature athlete with Leaning. Also, totally forget about
Yeah.
that.
Did you know that Li Ning is the name? I don't know if he. I'm sorry, I'm just reading this as I'm going. But it's named after. Oh, its founder is the champion gymnast, and his name is Li Ning. That's just
No,
his whole name. Yeah.
didn't know.
Mr. Li Ning, champion gymnast. He lit the Olympic torch or Olympic flame at the 2008 Beijing Olympics.
Had no idea.
I think it's called the Ren.
Hmm.
The logo is called the Ren. It resembles the character Ren in the Chinese language.
Okay. I'll go with it.
Apparently, that's an LN that you're seeing on the side.
In Chinese?
I think it's backwards. I don't know. Leaning cross. Maybe it's called the leaning cross. There's nothing crossing about that. Anyways,
Either
you
which
can name
way,
it
it's
whatever you
out of
want.
place on the shoe and it should be way smaller and somewhere else.
Yeah, it should be way smaller. Yeah, the more I look at the shoe, the more I hate it.
Yep.
Just
I agree.
the idea is so cool, but I hate the shoe.
It's not good.
Here's another one I hate.
How about this?
Went from different kinds of boots. We went from the Li-Ning boots to Alexander McQueen hoof boots for $3K. You can look like a donkey. You can look like an ass.
You're gonna wear these with the piss pants and the sweatshirt.
Yeah.
You will. And there's nothing
I don't
else
know.
you can
Do you
wear
think these
with.
are piss pants or are these unzipped zipper pants?
Oh man. That's a tough call.
One. It's a tough
Coin
one.
flip.
I feel like it would be like a more fitting would be like dong pants, like horse dong pants. A big old horse
A
dong.
huge penis. A huge horse penis on it. Literally.
That's the next thing I want
just
on our
like
Printify store.
Horse poop. Just like
horse dong shorts.
printed horse poop. Just a big pile of poop on it. This would be great.
Did you hear me? I want that on the Printify store, man.
Yeah, I got
dong
you.
shorts.
And
just
listen,
a dong going straight down the side of the short. Like the inside of the short.
I'm not doing it. I'm not gonna do that. You can do it. We'll put a little maybe that can be an Easter egg in some of our shorts, is like the inside tag underneath it's just a huge horse penis. Just for you, and I'll put Mason on it.
No, don't.
Yeah, like a tattoo on the horse's penis.
Great, wonderful.
It's your fault. $29.90 for these guys too.
Yeah,
a house payment. A house payment, you can get some ass shoes.
That's a lot more than a house payment for me right now.
Yeah,
Just
me too.
saying.
I'm just saying generally. I'm not. Yeah, that ain't my house payment.
I wish. Well, yeah. There's nothing more to say. Go look these up. They're very funny.
Yeah.
Gosh, if you just had a 3K lying around and you wanted to look like a horse, this is the shoe for you.
Also, if you were playing the still drinking game, you just got a lot of phallic. You got a bunch of them
you did.
right in a row.
And if you got 3,000,
I feel like it's been a while.
If you got 3,000 to spend on these, I recommend you go to still-drippin.printify.me /shop and just buy out the merch. Just buy it all. It'll be way less than 3K.
Yep, you'll get your money's worth.
You get way more worth out of that. So, free plug. I think maybe last sneakers. Oh, we got some sommelier. Sorry, I'm having a back spasm. Holy crap. Oh my gosh. Oh, that was the first on the podcast of me doing absolutely nothing.
I was going to say, what happened?
Just getting old. I don't know. I just felt it coming, and gosh, still going a little bit. We're almost done. All right. We got a new look at a Giannis Freak 6 in a China colorway. Don't know why. This is a China colorway.
Am I
You
psalming
might
this?
No, not this one. But
Oh,
we'll
'cause I got a
psalm
psalm on this
coming
one.
up. Okay, go for it
This
if you
is
want to.
totally a psalm. Do you remember the Jordans you got me while you're working at the Nike outlet? The black ones, the
Yes,
Concord.
2011s.
That is this to it.
Wow.
Well, I'm psalming that big time. All you got to
I
do is
can
take the
see
swoosh
that.
off. You take the
Yeah.
swoosh off, and then the bottom of this shoe. Now that I'm seeing this colorway, looks very much like the, oh man, it's the one that's got the detached collar at the top. What was that one? It's low key a really dope Jordan. Post 13, right?
Detached
Is it
Oh,
20?
the 20.
20.
Yeah.
It kind of looks like the lower part is the 20 in a way.
Okay, I can somewhat see that.
But very much 2011 Jordan. Just red.
Yeah, these wow, yeah, I didn't notice that until you said it. It kind of reminds me as well of the LeBron 20 that had the double swoosh on it. But we bashed this shoe when it first came out, and I kind of like it. I think it looks kind of cool from this angle. I don't think the shoe looks like this though in real life.
I
have
doubt
to see
it.
it in person. And I don't think it looks this good, to be honest.
Okay. It's dope. If this is it, that's a dope shoe.
Yeah. I agree. All right, now we can psalm some.
I've got one for you too that's hot off the press since we're one more before we psalm.
Do you?
But you can
go
psalm
for it.
this too. And if this is, how many times have we said this? If this is the real thing, which this is an official picture.
Oh,
but
are you talking about the jaw
that we just saw today? A
Yeah.
minute ago? The Halloween.
I did not get it on
Look,
here.
here we go.
I mean, it's a
Kobe. But
It's
look,
an
the
outdoor
middle,
Kobe.
the middle is
Way
the,
different.
is a different. It's not the swirly alien crap. It's a
I think they
different
leaked
print.
that and people crapped on it and they just switched up real quick because it's the same shoe
If
aside from
this
that.
is it, much better.
It's much better.
It's like they took away the curly stuff, and if they go to that, totally different feelings on the shoe. It's crazy that made that big of a difference, just changing the texture from the swirly gumdrop to this.
And
whatever.
this is what it
like
looked like on
textured
his Murray
camo.
State pair.
Yeah, there you go. It's like textured camo, maybe, is what I would call that.
I couldn't
Landon.
tell if Lando. We're just talking about the Jaw 2 that we've recently seen pictures of. Yeah, I couldn't tell if would you like it or would you hate it if both of those were the Jaw 2 and they just change like that pattern around the swoosh like whenever they want.
I'd hate it.
Yeah,
I think you gotta go with the one that doesn't suck.
That's fair. Yeah, no, I didn't know if that was just the Halloween edition that looked like that, or if they were gonna like flip flop back and forth and do different stuff.
Well, let's hope that that's the real one, because if it is, that's a big win.
I think
if
it
not,
is.
then that's going to be a big suck.
Yeah. All right, now we can psalm on out.
Lando, how are you?
Hung out with your son today.
That's what I heard. Landon is basically my son's principal now.
That's ridiculous.
Shut up.
I think I introduced him to half the campus today.
That's what he said. I hope we can get some stuff figured out related to his FAFSA that I'm having some issues with.
Yeah, he said he had to go meet with financial aid. I got him over there, but FAFSA's been a hot mess this year.
Okay, good. It's not just me. Okay, good.
No, it's the whole world. The government, Bidenomics, decided to redo the FAFSA this year, so that's gone about as well as this presidency. Last night, boys.
Coming in hot, Landon.
Coming in hot. All right, Landon. We got some I think this might be the first time that you've ever done this, but Hayes and I have done it for probably half a year now. So I'm not trying to throw you under the bus, but we'll explain it to you along the way. One, here's the famous tenement court in the Philippines, which brings us to our first sneaker sommelier. Hayes?
Do you want me to explain it, Landon? This is like, taking
Oh,
the
yeah.
glass of wine and sniffing it, and
Mm.
it smells like, it tastes like
I've never
grapes from the
drank
southern
before in
valley
my
of
life,
France,
so I don't know
and
what that's
I
like.
taste some nuttiness from chestnuts. Right, it's the same thing.
Okay.
Yep.
All right, let's go. That being said, let's
First sneaker up. We got the new Sketcher, and I don't know what it's called, so sorry. Bad podcasting. But this was worn by Julius Randle for this Filipino exhibit from Skechers. Are you picking up any notes from prior shoes?
Yes.
It looks like what Katie wore in the Olympics.
Ish.
Okay.
I'm getting
Hayes,
some.
what you got?
I'm getting some Dame vibes.
No way. I had
what?
that.
Did you
Look.
really?
Dame vibes. I had Dame shoes ready to go.
Yeah. Okay.
Wow.
Exactly what I saw first. That's crazy.
A lot of that, honestly, and let's. I can't believe I'm saying this. Well, first of all, and this is all relative. If you saw the shoes, the other Skechers model that Joel Embiid wore in the Olympics were awful. It was
Rough.
horrible. It was. I couldn't believe an American basketball player was wearing those to play basketball on a national stage. Like, it was embarrassing. And then did you see the gold ones that he got from Skechers as a gift? They were even worse.
He looked pretty ticked.
So with that being the bar, and that being the bar for Skechers shoes, this is a big win for them. That's
a good shoe.
That's
a good shoe.
It's no different than a Li-Ning or an Anta, right? I mean, it's got.
It looks like
basically
it would get
that
the
vibe.
job done. It looks like a comfortable, athletic basketball shoe. I would wear this.
Oh, they're selling the crap out of these for middle school pay less shoppers. They're going ham
They will
on these.
sell the crap out of these. Kids that have to have a basketball shoe and they're balling on a budget, they're going to sell a crap ton of these.
This era's what is it? Marberries?
Starberry.
Starberry. The Starberry of this generation.
It's a good.
Yeah.
That's good.
I wonder what the price point is on this.
And they're obviously trying to get. I'm surprised that the S on the front here isn't more tacky. It actually works. I would expect that them to have just totally overblown the S like they did on the Joel Embiid shoe. Now this looks completely different materials. This looks more like a knit and less plasticky like Joel Embiid's were.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't hate it, man. It's not bad. Good colors. Like,
is that navy or is that black?
This looks like a bread.
Yeah.
But the Dame, I think it's very Dame.
Yeah. I'm in a total agreement. Dame is the first thing I saw as well. There's some, I don't know. There feels like some type of LeBron maybe on the heel.
I'm just telling you, if you threw a swoosh on these things would just.
Also, Paul George. I'm getting a little bit of Paul George on there too.
Okay.
But
I want to know the price.
You're not wrong on the swoosh part, Landon. Yeah, swoosh and price point.
What do you think? $39.99.
Dang,
I'm gonna go $89.99.
I forgot we're living in Bionomics, so these are probably $170.
I can't believe you coming in with your. Wow.
It is going ham.
I'm looking it up.
Okay, while you look it up, we'll psalm the next shoe. Jaylen Brown coming with his independent, what we think is an independent sneaker that he's seen working out in. Landon,
that's an AND1. That's an AND1 shoe. That's what it is.
Oh man,
is it really an AND1, or you're just saying it looks like an AND1 shoe?
I think it looks like an AND1 shoe with those like little gems.
I had two things that I came to mind, and I put them on the next slide, so I'll hit that.
Hey, hold up.
Either the Infinity Stones or those
Oh
little
my gosh.
marbles, the magnets that you played with when you were kids.
So
You just
this
stuck them
looks
right on there.
this looks like last year's Julius Randle. And so I think we can make an assumption that if last year's model was $110, it's going to be at least.
$110? What did I tell you?
You can get them right now.
Inflation. That is unreal. It cost 3 cents to make this shoe. 3 cents.
$110.
That's the shoe we're looking at. They have two colorways out.
That is
No, this is last year, so I'm just basing
Oh.
these aren't for sale yet. So I was just saying, if you do that, it's got to be at least $110, right?
Yeah.
They're not going to make it less.
I would love to know numbers, like what they're doing sales wise on these. That is wild.
But it is. I mean, can you get a basketball sneaker worn by an NBA player for less than?
He's
that?
right. You're
I
exactly
don't
right.
think you can. And that is crazy.
I need a stimulus check to buy that shoe. Come on now.
Lyndon.
That's wild. I mean, that's you go to the Nike outlet and get a solid basketball shoe for that much, and you get the name brand.
Yeah, I can't find it as the.
Is this like a leather upper? It's not even premium.
It's got to be. It's got to be.
This makes me
mid,
mad.
For a retail price, like not discount, not outlet, that's still probably the cheapest shoe. I'm not in disagreeing.
Synthetic mesh.
But it feels like that's probably one of the lower price points for a shoe that an NBA player wears.
Yeah, I think
can't imagine that there's anything lower than that. Like,
So,
truly, it feels like
if he's not
this
wearing,
should be like,
this is
I
not
mean,
out on court. What's the price?
$50.
Yeah, it's 60. Yeah, I'm in agreement with you. It should be $79, $89, and they could sell these, but I can't imagine they'd sell too many.
Yeah. All right, go back to the Jaylen Brown.
All right.
And can you blow this up a little bit?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, this is a disappointing effort, especially given that we looked at just a decent Sketcher just now. These aren't. The only saving grace is a different colorway, and then surely it's like he's thinking Infinity Stones, right? It's got to be.
Is that an icy sole? Like the toe?
It looks like it, yeah.
Wow.
I think so.
Do we even know the brand? Is this like the Jaylen Brown brand?
It's been reported as an independent sneaker brand, but that's not been confirmed.
Is this a big baller shoe?
Could be.
Did you see he's trying to relaunch the company?
I did not. What is that new?
Yeah, Big Baller Brand. They did a commercial or something, and they're releasing some stuff after Lonzo finally is back from his knee surgery. That the shoes created the injury.
Yeah, after 4 years or whatever.
It's wild. That's the thing. I'm not gonna buy an independent shoe because who knows what it's gonna do to my body over the course of a couple years.
Yeah. Aside from that one, was it Aaron Cooper, Hayes, that we looked at, that basketball sneaker?
Yes.
That one looked pretty solid. But yeah, that's the only one that I would buy. Yeah, this is an injury prone shoe, and it looks like you said, it's got huge gems on it. I don't know what that's about. I would love and
now these aren't official pictures. Hey, let me show you this too. So it's got like a sock. Blow me up real quick. So it's like a shroud over the lacing. Look at this. So it's almost like a foamposite ish, right?
I can see
But I
where
don't
you're
know
going
what
there. Yeah.
I don't know what we're thinking with these jewels. Like this looks like a bedazzled. You got it at Hobby Lobby.
Plot twist. After everything that Jaylen Brown stands for, these are actually blood diamonds.
Wow. Wow.
Oh, man. Well, boys, I think that's all I had. And that's right at the hour mark. So, any other final thoughts? Inside the box, outside the box?
Hey,
Landon?
did I miss Olympic talk over the past couple
You
weeks?
did.
Yes.
You did.
I have not been. I was more invested in Olympic basketball than I was my family for the past couple weeks.
Oh my
Just to say it.
That's
And
everything that this podcast is not for.
I have
Goodness
very few
gracious.
people to talk to share.
You should have
Wow.
been on the podcast.
Wow.
I
Yeah,
can't
you should have been on the podcast. We talked about it for. Shame on you.
I can't believe you just said that. I'm more invested.
Just being honest.
Honesty is the best policy most of the time.
I'll tell you, you guys, this is crazy, and I think I messaged you guys about this. So believe it or not, today we have our most interacted with and most quote viral post that we've ever done, and that is when Rylan and I decided to do fit swap. So listen, so 3 weeks ago, I'm at work and literally I walk in and was like, man, what are those pants you've got on? And they're really weird. It was like woven joggers. And I was like, that's some weird pants. Are they comfortable? And he says, yeah. And I'm a 44-year-old man talking to a 23-year-old kid. And I was like, can I try them on? So we go in the supply closet, and dang it, if he didn't take his pants off, and I took mine off, and then I said, and then he said, well, why don't you just go ahead and give me your shirt too? And I was like, all right. So, and then everything with underwear, we traded, and we wore it for the day, and we decided, okay, every Tuesday, we're going to do this. We're going to come in with whatever you have on, and we'll swap. He's like 6'4". I'm 5'11" on a good day, right? Almost 6 foot. So there's a big size difference betwixt the two of us. But dang it, if this thing hasn't gotten like 1,200 views, fit swap. Fit swap.
This is hysterical.
So if you're
like, it's not even the video is good. But the fact that people don't even know that you do that for the entire day and you legitimately wear other people's clothes.
Here was the first day.
Crazy. Oh my gosh.
So there's no video for the first day, but this
I want every Tuesday. I need a post every
Do y'all
Tuesday.
wear the same shoe size at least?
No, he's a 13. I'm 12. So his is getting in a little tight.
He's stretching those
creasing
shoes
up
out.
your shoes. Golly.
But look at the height difference. Like it's not small. It's 5 or 6 inches. So
does that put more pressure on you as to like what you're gonna wear that day? Because you don't want to wear something lame, and he's like, I don't want to wear that.
That's a good question. But let's be real. He's more likely to wear something lame. I'm good, man. Like he's not gonna have to worry about it.
Dang,
it's true.
The Noah Lyles of the Still Dripping Happy Hour. Hayes Holland.
That is a true comment. I think anybody that works with me would say the same thing. Like, you know, I'm bad at a lot of stuff, but my work fits. Like anybody should be like, oh, I'm trading with Hayes today. Oh, I got it. So anyway, every Tuesday from here on, there'll be a fit swap.
Landon, I think it's safe to say nobody's getting humility. Nobody's swapping humility with Hayes.
No.
I was being honest.
No one's soul can take that on.
I was being honest. There's a difference between not being humble and honesty.
Well, Landon, as for our nightcap, then what was your favorite moments, athletes, games, or sports, I guess, of the Olympic Games?
Oh,
Can we say that?
easily.
The summer games? I don't know.
Summer Games. Easily Tyrese Halliburton and Ray Gunn from Australia.
Tyrese
The
Halliburton.
Australian breakdancer.
I know who you're talking about. We talked about him already. Her already.
She's incredible. She's an inspiration to all of us.
I don't
Sometimes
disagree with you. She's horrible, but
half the battle is just showing up.
Agreed. I
showing up and
think
having
she
the
was
confidence.
fantastic.
Yeah.
A 35-year-old Olympian.
The prime minister or whatever Australia has, somebody important in Australia came out today and like backed her and said, "Hey."
Yeah, I saw that.
I love that.
They doubled down on the whole process of like bringing judges in and like the selection process, and I'm like, I respect it. I love it.
Yeah.
I loved her swag. I loved her swag.
Yeah,
she owned it.
I'd say my legitimate answer is Ant-Man. Getting to see him ball next to his childhood hero and then celebrate a gold like that. That's insane. Just like of all the storylines in that whole we just watched a movie. We literally watched a movie. Like the documentary is going to be insane, but that storyline probably my favorite.
See, I said Steph.
Yeah.
That was my answer.
The Steph LeBron, putting the beef aside, that was pretty cool. I found a picture, I wish I could put it up, of Reggie Miller hugging Jordan. It's the only picture of them hugging. And it was Jordan when he was at the Wizards. And it was just like the Steph LeBron. To me, that's like the Steph LeBron embrace. It's like so much beef. Probably more beef between those two. But, yeah.
Okay. Loaded basketball. All right. Well, I think that's it. Landon, do you have any I feel like we've missed some hot takes lately. Do you have any hot takes?
Almost died.
Yeah, we do need a recap of that. Maybe will you be on next pod? The next time you're on next year. Why don't
please
you
be here next
share
week so we can give more of that, please.
Yeah,
I gotta go.
We need to know that story. We have to know. Yeah, Landon did almost die, and apparently was drugged and sent to the Rocky Mountains and came back. And so there's your sneak peek for next week. So any other hot takes, Landon? Titans? How are the Titans going to do this year?
Super Bowl. I mean, we're stacked.
That's what I figured you were going to say.
Offensive fire. I mean, hot coals coming in. If we can stay healthy.
And that's all we've got for episode 181 of the Still Dripping Happy Hour.
We get a full NFL. We probably need an NFL preview with you next week.
Yeah, we'll do that.
So
Landon, can we count on you for next
Wednesday.
week?
We'll see.
All right. Well, it'll be an NFL preview next week if Landon's on. If not, we'll pivot and do what we always do. We love you all. Hopefully next week we can get a little Solomon Skinny. Maybe a good 30-second. Appreciate that.
Oh, there you go. Now you're back. You could be anywhere in the world, but you're here with us. We appreciate it. Thank you. Come back, follow all the stuff. Go watch the Fit Swap. Follow the TikTok. Follow the Cards One. Buy the merch. Landon,
subscribe on YouTube. Turn on the noties.
Thanks a lot, Joe Biden.
Peace.
I mean...